left the group really before anyone else left the event. We were heading towards the parking lot, and once we rounded the corner of the parking lot, we saw an officer, or rather we heard an officer blow his whistle and saw him pointing towards the far end of the parking lot, essentially signaling other officers. As we approached our cars, we didn't really see anything, but then as we got in our cars and started driving away towards the exit, that is when we saw officers with their guns drawn running towards the far end of the parking lot. We were able to get out of the parking lot. My friend and I were able to get to a lot from across the center, about 50 yards away from the scene. We saw the officers running towards, again, the far end of the parking lot, and then they actually ran to the other side of the street with their guns drawn, and they apprehended what appeared to be a third suspect who was on the ground, and he walked to the police cruiser in handcuffs. They searched him and put him in the police cruiser.
And Stephen, it sounds like you might have been one of the earlier people to leave. Were there more people coming out behind you? And I'd have to imagine there was a pretty big concern if, people are starting to leave the building, that other people could be hit in the crossfire.
Most people actually stayed in the center to talk with the panelists and with the hosts. So from what I remember, there was no one coming up behind us. As we walked out, there was no one outside other than the police officers. But no, we seem to be the only ones that were leaving at that time.
Thank you, Stephen Perkins. We're going to go to break, but let's keep in mind, Garland police have not definitively tied the shooting to this Muhammad art and cartoon contest, but it's sure looking like that. Again, we're going to be right back.